he exclaimed. "It's to shade you from the sun." The princess was amazed and touched. "Oh, Flick," she said with a smile. Suddenly a gust of wind kicked up. It blew away the umbrella and the food. Flick sighed. Nothing was going the way he had planned. The entire day had been a disaster. He was sure Ada would never want to go anywhere with him again, but Ada wasn't upset at all. "Well, it was a nice umbrella while it lasted," she said with a giggle. Soon the sky darkened and the wind blew harder. "This has been lots of fun," Ada said, "but I'm worried about the colony. Would you mind if we started home?" Flick sighed. "I understand," he said. The two ants struggled against the howling wind. Before long, it was blowing them through the air. "We sure could use a good idea right now," Ada called, grabbing onto a piece of grass. "Hang on, Princess," Flick cried. "I have an idea." He made his way toward a large plant. Flick quickly made a small shelter. He and Ada ducked inside and waited out the strong winds together. When the storm let up, Flick went to gather some berries growing nearby. He insisted that Ada stay inside and relax. Soon the two were feasting on the juicy fruit. Later, Flick played his favorite lullaby for Ada. "My mother used to sing that to me," she said dreamily. The music from Flick's flute drifted over her until she was fast asleep. When Ada awoke, she saw Flick making some small repairs to the shelter. "I hope I didn't disturb you," Flick said. "I'm sorry this didn't turn out to be the relaxing day that you needed." "Well, it wasn't what I pictured, but it was filled with wonderful surprises," Ada replied. "I'm really glad I came." Flick blushed. "Maybe we should go home now." Flick and Ada walked back to the anthill. "Hi, everyone," she called when they arrived. "There you are, Queen." "There you are," the Queen cried. "We are safe in the anthill during the storm, but how did you do?" "We fell in the mud. Our lunch got ruined, and we nearly blew away," Ada explained. Flick was so embarrassed he wished he could disappear. "I knew Flick would mess up," said Thorny. "Flick did not mess up," Ada corrected. "He solved every problem cleverly. I never had so much fun in my life." "I knew you'd have fun," Dot said. "I wish I could have gone." The queen grinned. The other ants were amazed. "Thanks for such a relaxing day, Flick," Ada said. "Now I can't wait to get back to work." Flick beamed with pride. "You're welcome, Princess. May we do it again soon?" Ada looked at her sister and winked. "Well, maybe someday," Ada told Flick. "Only next time, let's take Dot and check the weather first." The three bugs laughed, and everything had worked out perfectly after all. You read? Never read now? The end! Yay! We finished this book! Woo! This book is finished! Yay! Very good, baby. Good job! Good job! You want another story? You want another story? Let's do another story. Sit down. What? Rematch. Lightning McQueen and Francesco Bernoulli had challenged each other to a race in Monza, Italy, Francesco's hometown. Benvenuto, said Francesco. Your plane was late, but this is no surprise. You will be late crossing the finish line too. Lightning smiled. Then he whispered to Mater, I am so beating him right here in his own town. As they left the airport, the cars were surrounded by photographers. Paparazzi love Francesco. He has too many fans. I think we have already read this, baby. Sige na lang. Ay, lain na lang din. Something. Ano? Ang ratatouille. Sweet dreams from Ratatouille. Remy the rat was very happy as the chef of his own little bistro. Remy and his human pal Linguini had recently opened the restaurant. It was called the La Ratatouille. Every night, people from all over Paris lined up to wait for a table. They had no idea that the chef was a rat. Late one night, Remy's brother Emile had just finished dinner. There. The brothers were saying goodbye outside the bistro. I'll be up late cooking for the celebration tomorrow, Remy said. So sweet dreams and no more eating tonight. While he was walking home, Emile thought about the party they were having the next day and the food. Emile hoped Remy would make ratatouille his trademark vegetable dish. And as much as Emile loved Remy's gourmet cooking, he liked garbage too. After all, he was a rat, so when he saw an apple core, he was tempted to eat it. Then he remembered what Remy had said. Emile continued on and went to bed. Oh, you want to sleep now? Emile was having the loveliest dream. In it, a huge plate of yummy-looking garbage floated just out of his reach. But when he smelled Remy's cooking, Emile was so tempted by the pleasant aroma and that he got to his feet, even though he was still asleep. Following his super sensitive rat nose, Emile sleepwalked. He sleepwalked. Ah. Emile sleepwalked along the pipes until he reached the source of the smell. Finally, he arrived in the kitchen of La Ratatouille. Oh my goodness! By then, Remy was taking a well-deserved break from the cooking. It was a beautiful night, and he was outside in the back steps looking at the stairs. He didn't see Emile sleepwalk out of the vent and onto the kitchen counter. Still asleep, Emile sniffed his way toward a large plate of fresh pastries that Remy had just baked. In his dream, he was eating the entire plate of treats. Soon, Emile had devoured all of the food Remy had just made for the party. When there was nothing left on the plate, Emile sleepwalked back into the sewers. His belly was full of some sort of finest food in Paris. Even so, his tasty dream about garbage continued. So delicious, he murmured aloud to himself. Best garbage I've ever tasted. A few moments later, Remy returned to the kitchen, but instead of his wonderful baked goods, he found a plate of crumbs. What in the world? Remy cried. He could have eaten so much food in the short time he had been outside. Then Remy had a suspicious thought, but he didn't have time to find out if he was correct. At least, not right then. He had to make more food for the party. The next day, Emile walked in a sewer tunnel far from his usual sleeping spot. He had no idea how he'd gotten there. That's strange, he thought to himself. Then, as he got slowly to his feet, he noticed a feeling in his belly. He was very full, very heavy feeling he got after a huge meal. But how can I be full now when I went to sleep feeling hungry? Emile wondered aloud. Just then, a lovely, unmistakable smell filled the air. Remy's ratatouille! Oh no, cried Emile, suddenly remembering the celebration. I overslept. I'm going to miss the party and the food. Emile stumbled as fast as usual because of his extremely full belly. But he made his way toward the yummy smell as fast as he could. Finally, Emile reached the end of the sewer pipe that led to the rat colony. He poked out his head and saw that the party was in full swing. He hadn't missed it after all. But when Emile tried to join the fun, he found his belly was too big to fit through the pipe's opening. He tried to wiggle it out, but it was no use. Hey, help! He cried. Remy looked over at his brother. He was not amused. Aha! I knew it! You're stuck because you're so full. You must be the one who ate all my food last night. I did? Emile replied. All I remember is a dream of lovely smelling garbage. Garbage? Remy cried. It wasn't garbage, and it wasn't a dream. You ate all the desserts I made for the party. I had to cook an extra batch of ratatouille instead. I'm sorry, Emile said. At least everybody loves your ratatouille. He added, did I mention that it's my favorite too? Remy knew that it was, but Emile had eaten all of the desserts that Remy had worked so hard to make. So Remy finished off his plate of ratatouille right in front of the stuck Emile. Remy didn't tell Emile until later, but he had saved some ratatouille for his brother. With the help of a few other rats, Remy pulled Emile out of the sewer pipe. That night, Emile went to bed with a very full tummy. He had eaten a dish of Remy's delicious ratatouille on top of the desserts from the night before. Early the next morning, the smell of breakfast cooking at La Ratatouille wafted past Emile's nose as he slept. But this time, he didn't even flinch. Instead, Emile had sweet dreams about his next wonderful meal at the restaurant prepared by his brother, Remy. Yay! Good job, baby. Good job. Okay, you're going to sleep now.